Hello Cancer, welcome to Truth Well Told Tarot. This is your weekly tarot reading from the 8th to the 14th of April 2019 for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. I hope you're well, Cancer. So first I'm pulling a Sacred Power reading card to see what the message is for this week, and then I'll pull some tarot cards. So the message for this week is change. Let me just read that out for you. Change. New beginnings bring challenges. Adapt to your surroundings. New beginnings bring challenges. Adapt to your surroundings. Time for being flexible, maybe. Maybe some of you are going through change, and in the process of that change requires that challenging, it brings challenges, and it requires you to adapt. Let me just see what the cards say. Okay, a few cards have popped out here. We have the Nine of Swords, Queen of Cups, Six of Cups, okay, Four of Swords. Oh, sorry, that flipped out as well. And the World card. What else do we have for Cancer cards? What else do we have for Cancer? Endings, major endings, Cancer, major endings. Okay, let me get a clarifier for the Nine of Swords. Clarify the Nine of Swords, please. Nine of Swords clarifier, please. Okay, yeah, new beginnings, the Fool. Okay, that makes sense. Let me have a clarifier for the Four of Swords, please. Four of Swords. Okay, we have the Eight of Wands. Beautiful. Okay. So this message is about adapting to your surroundings. Just like we adapt to the seasons, adapt to change. Could be change in any aspect of your life. I kind of think, certainly for some of you, you're under a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. This Nine of Swords is a card of insomnia. This is where we don't see truths. Now this is, I do say this a lot in my readings at the moment because it just seems to be a consistent message for some of the readings, but the Swords energy links to the mind, and this is where we're not seeing truths, we're not getting clarity, not putting things into perspective in order to release from this negative situation of the Nine of Swords. You have the 9 here, you've got the 10 here. I do talk about bookends, the beginning and end of my readings. And it's basically saying that whatever you're worrying about, whatever you're stressed about, whatever you're concerned about, whatever's keeping you up at night, it's an illusion because there's an ending in sight. The Ten of Swords. These two cards connect together. And do you see where you've been up at night? Again, your mind can be your worst enemy or your best friend. Swords linking to the mind. It's about putting things into perspective now. And when you do, you bring about an ending. I kind of think this is an internal ending as much as a potential external ending for some of you. You've been deeply hurt. Deeply, deeply, deeply hurt in the past. Let down, betrayed, stabbed in the back. Maybe by people that you trusted, what you thought were true to you. Swords represent truth. So when they come at you in the back, you don't see it coming. Lack of truth, some deception. Yeah, so there could have been some surprises in this situation happening, and I think it's deeply hurt you, deeply unsettled you, certainly in terms of your mind. It is when you kind of like when you go to sleep at night, you can't sleep because negative thoughts, negative thought patterns come into your mind. It's just unhealthy. It's just an unhealthy situation to be in. It's not good for you. Stops you from moving forward, keeps you in a state of instability of the mind, not being able to put things into perspective, not being able to let go because it's so raw. This is where that mind, the dark clouds that have hovered in the mind, those memories, the hurts, the scars, they're lifting. And a new day is dawning. Now, this is much internally as it is externally for some of you, in whatever aspect of life, whether this is love, whether this is, I mean, the Queen of Cups is here, so some of you would have had difficult relationships, been hurt in relationships. And what held you back before, what hurt deeply, kept you in this state of negativity, is now lifting. The clouds are lifting and a new day is dawning. So you're letting go. I think slowly you're letting go and accepting that completion. And when you do, a new day dawns, a new day dawns. But this is where this card is saying that you need to now accept the things that have gone and move forward with new potential, with new hope, with new passion. Sometimes the Fool card is almost kind of being that rebel heart as well, doing something on your own that's true to you. Doesn't matter what other people think about it. This is doing something, creating that new beginning that's true to you, true to your nature. This is that leap of faith time. Leap of faith in yourself, leap of faith in what you're pursuing, maybe in business, whether it's in love. It is that leap of faith now. But I think you're letting go of that baggage. You see that baggage? There's just next to no baggage that he's carrying with him. And it's time. It's time to push forward with new optimism, new hope for the future. So a new beginning is waiting for you. And it is about putting things in perspective and adapting to the situation now, accepting things, certain things have gone, and pushing forward. I think for some of you, Four of Swords. You may well have wobbles this week. You know, you may well have to take time out this week. It is about getting that perspective here. Some of you may well benefit from doing some meditation, some mind work, some focusing. Also getting out with nature is a great one, is a great leveler for the mind. By the seaside, in the countryside, having a day out, just putting things into perspective, do you the world of good. Because it fills you with new hope, new optimism. This is a sign of good news. Being open to connections, messages, receiving opportunities. Certainly when you take time out to find that perspective that this card so desperately needs, I think certainly you'll be surrounded by opportunity. Opportunity potentially in love, opportunity potentially in business. So whatever's relevant for you, there are opportunities on offer to you. But it is about putting things into perspective now and not allowing, you see, there's three swords here. Three of Swords situation, being hurt in love, some of you. But you see, this is the Four of Swords. This is your sword. This is where you take action. This is where you grab your sword of truth and you push forward, putting things into perspective and clarity, which is what the Swords energy is all about. So don't allow this kind of like Three of Swords energy. I'm just seeing that actually because the swords are separate. To continue, because this is where you're getting that stability. This is where you're getting that turning point now. Yeah, and the World card. I mean, if that's not any clearer, this is about real achievement, coming through the other side, bigger, better, brighter, stronger than before. this is somebody who has had to adapt to change, to challenges. They look back on that journey. That journey hasn't been plain sailing. That journey has been fraught with challenges. The Fool that I showed you before will come up against challenges, will come up against difficulties, will be challenged. But at the end of the day, it's how you overcome them. It's that mindset, your approach, that matters, and that's the adaptability side of things as well. So really beautiful energy, and this is a card of real achievement, success, potentially success in all aspects of life, to be honest. So it could connect to love, it could mean success in business, it could be success in money situations, success with friendships. But you see this purple sash, this is about spiritual growth, emotional growth, physical growth. You've really had to grow. You've really had to appreciate those lessons in order to step through the other side. But you're doing it. There's a real achievement to this card, a real sign of success to come. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful energies. I think some of you also have cut off communication with certain people, and things are hovering over you. So you either need to deal with people who have hurt you, or just accept that things have gone. I do feel some communication may well be hanging over you. Things need to be said. Certainly on some of your, certainly won't resonate for everybody, but certainly some of you will certainly feel that, I think. Now, we have our beautiful cards. We have the Six of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Six of Cups is very much about, you see, we have this World card here about achievement, about success. Releasing from the past. Success is where you accept what's gone. You allow that new day to dawn, internally and externally. You allow those clouds to lift, and you'll be so much more positive and lighter for it. You will see the optimism rise within you to new opportunities, you know, new experiences being presented to you. Now, some of you could have new jobs, maybe new partnerships that you're struggling with at the moment. That could also be the Fooled energy. Sometimes the beginnings of relationships, beginnings of workplaces can be challenging. So yeah, some of you will be under stress with regard to that. Six of Cups basically says a number of things. It can talk about somebody from the past, love connection coming back, being resurrected. Obviously, it's your opportunity, your choice whether you want to take that forward again. Again, if this is somebody who has caused this situation, you need to think twice about it. And that's why you need to take time out with that Four of Swords energy to really think seriously about putting things into perspective. And, you know, is it going to be like that Three of Swords situation again? Or is it going to be more like the Six of Cups situation, which is a happier time? Now, the Six of Cups can also talk about exactly happier times. It can basically, it's got two children in the picture. Remember when you were young, and as a child, the life is so large, full of life, full of optimism, innocence. Experience hasn't weighed you down in any life aspect. And it's getting that happiness back. It's finding that balance again in life, that much needed balance. Going forward with new optimism now, bringing in that new beginning, but not allowing the past to pose challenges in your life anymore, Cancer. Not allowing the past to hold you back. And that's why there's a 10 below this card, because it is saying this situation is finished. Don't let the past influence a really beautiful, happier future for you. Now, the Queen of Cups could have been an offer of love. This could also have been challenges in regard to love situation, most definitely. So the Nine of Swords, you could have had challenges on the love front. The Queen of Cups as an energy that you certainly will be feeling. You see the water is so calm around her and she stares at this closed cup. She has a grip, she has a lid on her emotions. She creates that real emotional sanctuary, emotional stability within herself, and she projects that on her external world. Real calm, serenity, no emotional baggage, no emotional shocks from the past or blasts from the past that might appear in the present. Nothing's going to knock her because she has that emotional centre. She also has a self-love. So, which is really poignant, I think, certainly for some of you. Self-love, knowledge of self on the emotional front, understanding, you know, your weaknesses as well as your strengths, understanding your trigger points. And she is very much like the cliffs of Dover in England. You can see in the background, she's solid, she's stable. It doesn't matter how much this water, which represents emotions, might crash against the cliffs. They're unmovable. And that's the Queen of Cups energy. She will not be rocked emotionally anymore. And there's real power in that. There's real power in self-love. There's real power in doing things from the heart. There's a real power in being open to love again, potentially. Certainly for some of you. As I said, there could be new beginnings. You know, new beginnings, a fresh new start. Could be in love, potentially. Could be in other aspects of life, in fairness, but something that you're heading towards, something that makes you happier, that makes you more satisfied. And it's about time, just let those little clouds, those clouds hanging in your mind, lift, and just accept that world of opportunity, that world of achievement. Accept that life is that learning curve, and it's not always plain sailing. But you will find that happiness, that harmony again. So it is about being that adaptable self, overcoming challenges with an open heart. So I hope you enjoyed the reading, Cancer. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe. I hope it's a great week, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.